Welcome back to is it 12?
This is week 12.
Week 12, man. Oh my gosh, we're almost there.
Home stretch, baby.
NFL picks. Look who's back. Joel finally decided to join us after 11 weeks absence.
I'm back.
He's back.
No, wait. It's not even 10-week absence, okay?
All right, 10-week absence. Sorry about that.
I'm also back, tied for third place after a rough 4 and 11 week early in the year. I've been working my way back up, so if you're at the top,
we have 4 people tied for third, right?
Watch out, yeah.
Yeah, Eric, Harrison, and Cade are pulling away. They're 3 games ahead of everybody. Or Cade's 4, Eric's 3, so he's only, he's right there on Cade, so he's making it interesting. And then obviously me and Taylor are right there. And then Preston's catching up a little bit. He had a 13-1 week, so overall not bad. I'm excited for this week, man. There's some pretty good games. Some games I was kind of iffy on, but I'm really excited with how it goes. So, yeah, Joel, how does it feel to be back?
Feels great to be back on the pod. Thanks for having me. Honestly, guys, I don't want to say this because I don't want to expose Eric, but I probably will. He just said for me not to be on the podcast for like the past 10 weeks. Like every time I ask him, I want to be on here, I want to be on here, I want to be on here. Like, why don't you let me back? He's like, no, you suck at this shit. Why would I want you on my podcast?
That's exactly what happened. Like, I was just so annoyed with your presence on the first week. I couldn't have you. He
kept blowing me off. Like, every time, like, I would ask, he'd just be like, I'm busy. We might not even do it tonight, bro.
Yeah, and then we'd actually just end up doing it without him.
Yeah.
Jeez. Even when we went on travel trips, I wouldn't do it with him.
No, yeah, we would be in the same hotel. And he would just straight up ignore me.
Yeah. All right, so the teams on the bye this week, we got Vikings, Chargers, Cardinals, Chiefs. So that means there's 14 games this week, right? Yeah.
14 NFL games.
14 games.
I think this is the last week of byes, too.
I think so. I think actually next week is the last week. Because I'm pretty sure 2 teams are on a bye next week. Yeah. Wait, no. No, you're right. Joel, you are very right.
I like when you say that.
You do your research. All right. So let's go ahead and get on into these games. So the first game we got is tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. We got the Indianapolis Colts going on the road to play the Houston Texans. So despite the Colts having, pretty much 2 shit show games with Brian Hoyer in there, Jacoby Brissett got back this past week. They beat the Jaguars with Nick Foles, which was a good win. They blew them out. They needed that win, but they shit the bed the last 2 weeks. They lost to the Steelers and the Dolphins. So even with those losses, they're still tied for first in that division with the Texans, both 6-4. So this is for the division. Their first meeting, Colts beat them in Indianapolis pretty significantly. Colts are 3-0 versus AFC South opponents this season. Texans looking to break that off at the home stretch. Texans just coming off of a really bad loss last week against the Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. They got absolutely destroyed. If you started Deshaun Watson in fantasy last week, I'm very sorry for you. He only put up like 2 points. I saw that one of my friends had him. So, it was just overall a tough game for the Texans. So they're 3.5-point favorite. Joel, who do you have in this game?
In this game, I'm taking the Texans. Like, good teams bounce back when they're beat hard, and they got their teeth kicked in by Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I think Deshaun Watson's hungry. He's smart. He's humble. He's going to work. He's going to come back. And the Colts, they had their opportunity to bounce back. They got beat down again. So I think their momentum's turning the other way now. And I think that Deshaun Watson, even with not having much defense, he's going to take it to the Colts are going to step into the Texans building and not know it punched him in the face.
So what do you got to score?
I'll take Houston 28 to the Colts 17.
Okay, so that'd be a pretty big win. Yeah, I actually agree with you. I have the Texans defending their home turf and actually taking the lead in that AFC South. I'm not saying that they're going to win it. It's going to be really close. I mean, because the Colts had 2 really bad weeks, and they're still in it. So the Colts are a really balanced team. And I called them beating the Texans the first time around, and they did. But they're both competitive teams fighting for a division. I don't think the Colts will sweep them, even though last year they should have. I think they're going to split a game, so this is a game that they will split. The Texans will get their revenge this game. Sean Watson, DeAndre Hopkins going to be slinging. It's a sus defense from the Texans, but if they come well prepared at home, they'll win this game. So I have the Texans winning 30-23, and they'll take the lead in the AFC South.
They are missing J.J. Watt dearly on the defensive side of the ball, that's for sure.
And Jadeveon Clowney. They lost him this year in the offseason.
Yeah.
They traded him, so But yeah. Okay, so next game. Sunday game, noon game, AIDS game of the week in my opinion. Miami Dolphins at Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns a 10.5-point favorite. I mean, not really. Can you really talk anything about these teams like in a good manner? You know, like the
I think the Miami Dolphins, for what they got, what they have roster wise, they come out and they play really tough. They put a good game plan together, but they just don't have the NFL roster you need to take a game to the fourth quarter and be competitive.
I mean, they won 2 games, and that was like their big thing. They just got blown out the Bills 37-20 last week. So Nick Chubb, obviously a pretty consistent running back, 75 plus scrimmage yards in 10 straight games. Pretty impressive. Kareem Hunt's back there too now.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick this game. Keep it short and simple. AIDS game of the week. Don't see much happening. I have Cleveland winning 28-17. So they will indeed go over the spread by a little bit, half a point, in my opinion. Not really much more to say. Dolphins suck. They're at the end of the day, they're waiting for something more big in the future. They got a lot of picks and a lot of young guys, so we'll see what they do. And now that Tua's hurt, we'll see if they're actually trying to pursue Tua or if they're trying to go after someone else. Who knows? I don't even know. It's too early to talk about the draft right now, but Browns win pretty comfortably, 28-17. But this game, I could care less for.
I like 28-17 for the Browns. It seems like a safe, easy number. I think Miami will come out and score a touchdown early. Cleveland's going to be focusing on what happened last Monday night. Too much on what happened last Monday night with Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph.
We don't need to elaborate on it.
Best game of the week for me to watch by far. But I think Cleveland comes out and after a sluggish first quarter, gets their stuff together. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, dual-headed horse comes powering through and makes Baker Mayfield look better than he is.
And also, David Njoku's off the injured reserve list, so I don't know if he's coming back this week, but he possibly could come back this season, which is a good sign for them.
That is a great sign for Baker. He needs David Njoku.
Because he was in a concussion protocol in the Jets game earlier this year. But real quick, so the whole thing, I'm not going to go too deep into the whole Mason Rudolph thing because we know what happened. We all saw what happened. We've seen the reports and everything. I just don't understand why Mason Rudolph is trying to play victim in the situation. Like, literally, you're the one that pulled his helmet off. You're the one that was talking shit. Rumor has it that you called him a dirty word.
Rumors. If you can read lips on live television.
Yeah. So, and then the fact that after he took your helmet off, you ran straight at him with your helmet off. Like, that is not smart. So, yes, Myles Garrett, what he did was wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not siding with anybody here. Like, I think both of them should be suspended for what they did. But if you're Mason Rudolph, you cannot play victim. You can't act like, oh, it's all Mason Garrett's fault. Like, he should have done that. He should have let his emotion get the best of him. But, you were kind of asking for it at that point. So, they both deserve to get suspended. Not really going to go much more into it. They both got suspended. Myles Garrett got suspended longer, which he should have because he's the one that hit him with the helmet, which could have been really bad if he didn't hit him with the bottom of it. But yeah, don't play victim, Mason Rudolph, and good thing that they're both suspended.
I think he was just trying to help him get his helmet back on.
Oh yeah, that joke too. All right, next game we have a possible good one right here. Another 12 o'clock game because this Eagles love playing on 12 o'clock.
Hey, they're in a division with a team that gets the primetime spot every week. So
exactly.
They got to take an L for us.
Yeah. So we have the Seattle Seahawks going on the road to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia, surprisingly, is a 3-point favorite at home.
What?
5-5, just lost to the Patriots because of Nelson Aguilar. Oh, man. Did you see that game? Is literally no hands. He dropped it. He had the game to tie.
Where are you getting 3-point favorite from? I got a 1.5-point favorite.
They must have changed it then because earlier it was saying Philly was a...
Okay.
Oh, wait. Philly's a 1.5-point favorite?
Philly's a 1.5-point favorite at home.
Okay, maybe that is right. I'm sorry. I was mixing up. I was thinking of 3. So either way, Philly's favorite at home. Russell Wilson, 5-0 with 116.2 passer rating on the road this season. Doing absolutely a fantastic job right now. Arguably him and Russell Wilson on MVPs. Lamar Jackson on MVPs. You can make an argument now. Lamar Jackson sneaking up there now. But yeah, Russell Wilson leading the league in passer rating, 114.9. But like I said, on the road, 116.2. Going in a hostile environment in Philly, I guess you could say. Who do you got in this game, Joel?
Ooh, for me, I'm taking Seattle. I think Pete Carroll wins close games. I think Russell Wilson does heroics to win close games. They beat the Niners. They beat the Niners on Monday Night Football in San Francisco. Like
Arguably the best game of the year.
that, not arguable. That was the best game of the year. That was a great game to watch. I think I I don't know why Vegas has this odd set at 1.5 point favorite at home because Phillies look so slow on offense, and I think Russell Wilson is just a magician who can make plays happen. He's shown no signs of slowing down this season, so I'm taking Seahawks to win this. Still a close one on the road. I think the Seahawks are driving down the field during the fourth quarter to go catch the dub, but I think the Seahawks take it in a close one, 24-21.
Very nice. Yeah, I have the Seahawks as well. I agree with you. I think Russell Wilson is going to be too much for the Philly secondary for sure.
Oh yeah.
Russell Wilson's one of those guys. He can pretty much make nothing into something with the team he has around him. I just love watching him play. It seemed like earlier in his career he was kind of just like the guy that Seattle. He was kind of like that bus driver guy. Like they had the Legion of Boom. Their defense was amazing. They didn't need a good quarterback to be successful. But now it's the exact opposite. Their defense isn't as dominant as it was, and they pretty much have nobody from that squad anymore. And Russell Wilson's out there carrying the team. Who would ever thought? 4 years looking back at it, you would have never thought that way. But yeah, Russell Wilson, him, Lamar Jackson, MVP. I wouldn't argue against you if you argued for Lamar. Lamar's up there too. So it's going to be fun to see those two fight for it this year. I don't even know who they're going to give it to. But yeah, I think Seattle wins this game. I think Philly's secondary, one of the worst in the league. I don't think they'll be able to handle it. They might get pressure on Russell Wilson. I could see Philly getting a fast lead, but I see Seattle winning in the end. They'll make a comeback, and I have them winning 28-24. So it'll be a closer game.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
What's up next, Derek?
All right. The next game we have is the Lions at the Redskins. Jeff Driscoll is still playing. Matthew Stafford's arguably going to be out for another 6 weeks or so. That's what they said. His back is hurting him. I think it was something about it might have been a ruptured disc.
I think this game has potential to be AIDS game of the week too.
It does, but I think Dolphins and Browns take it slightly. Because at the end of the day, the Lions' record might be terrible, but they're not that bad.
They're 3-6-1. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Browns are 4-6, and the Dolphins are 2-8.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. Getting on into this one, Lions 3.5-point favorite on the road. Do you think that's a little disrespectful, or do you think that's about right?
I think it should be more. They played well with Jeff Driscoll against the Cowboys, and our Cowboys defense hasn't looked great this year, but they should definitely be able to stop Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, it's one of those games. Playing in Detroit's not an easy place to win.
No.
Especially when Matthew Stafford's out there. He wasn't out there, but I think the reason the spread is so close is because the Lions have lost 6 out of the last 7 road games.
Jeez.
Or not road games, just 6 out of the last 7 games. So they're an iffy team. They did kind of have a brutal schedule earlier in the year, but the Redskins are just so bad. They beat the Dolphins on a because they went for a 2-point conversion. The Redskins shouldn't even have a win right now. Dwayne Haskins is the quarterback for the remainder of the season. He's in a terrible, system right now. They fired their coach earlier in the season. Thank gosh. Yeah, this honestly, Joel, I wouldn't argue with you if you wanted this 8th game of the week. It's either this one or the Browns. But yeah, no, I don't see the Lions winning. I don't see the Redskins winning. I think the Lions. Jeff Driscoll could have another good game. And I don't think it'll be a problem for winning. I'll say Lions win 24-14.
I like 24-14 a lot. I can see it being 21-10 too, very easily. I just think the Washington Redskins have put Dwayne Haskins in such a terrible spot. He came into the league as a project, not a prospect. Even Urban Meyer, his coach at Ohio State, said he doesn't think that Dwayne Haskins is ready to start this year. And they've had to throw him out to the Wolves, and it's a great way to learn. But he's learning. He's learning a lot real quick. Getting hit, getting messed around with in the pocket, and he's not super athletic. He's not super fast, so he's a pure passer. and that's tough to do when you don't have any blocking. Jeff Driscoll, on the other hand, I think he's a very fast quarterback. He was like 4.6 the combine. So he can move and he can create plays when his line can't block for him. So I think, as the Cowboys learned, I think that the Redskins take a fat L, 21-10.
Yeah, it's either Redskins or Dolphins Dolphins. Redskins or Bengals is the worst team in the league right now for sure.
Did you hear about the story about the guy who made a bet that he will, or I guess he promised that he owns a restaurant and he's been sleeping on the roof of the restaurant and he's going to stay up there until the Bengals win a game?
Well, I think you're going to have to stay up there the rest of the year because
He might be staying up there till next season.
Yeah, because 0-16, it's very likely. I mean, I was looking at the remaining of their schedule, and it's favorable, but at the end of the day, it's still the Bengals.
It's not favorable for them.
And it's not favorable for them, you know? So, I mean, a lot of people were saying, oh, they'll win like 2 games, 3 games. I'm like, what? How? How are they going to win that many games? Like, Andy Dalton was literally the only spark of their team, believe it or not. And they benched him for Ryan Finley.
I don't understand
so,
that. I don't,
like,
baffle me.
Could you name 10 players on the Bengals, right? I don't think I can. Joe Mixon, John Ross, Andy Dalton, Giovanni Bernard.
That's it.
That's it.
Ryan Finley. Yep, that's it.
That's Geno Atkins.
Let's just go straight into that game. Let's go to the are they on a bye? Yeah, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Let's go in that game. Steelers
4-point favorite.
6.5 point favorite on the road.
6.5 point favorite on the road. Steelers have also won 9 straight games versus the Bengals, and that's including the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to say. The Steelers are banged up really bad with injuries. Juju Smith-Schuster's hurt now. Deontay Johnson is hurt. James Washington, the guy that was supposed to be like a breakout receiver for them, hasn't done anything, but I don't blame him because they can't move the ball.
Yeah.
James Conner's hurt again. He re-aggravated his injury.
Ben Roethlisberger's gained 80 pounds.
Ben Roethlisberger, yeah, geez, eating a bunch of cookies on the couch probably.
Yeah.
So the Bengals are the Steelers are beat up. They have no type of offense, and that's why I don't see this game being anything big. I say the Steelers win 21-13, and it'll be a boring, low-scoring game. So
yeah, I think Steelers win. Mason Rudolph cannot throw. Well, he can throw the other team pretty good. I think Pittsburgh takes this one 17-10. That's right at the line.
It's that type of game.
Yeah,
it's that type of game.
We're getting to the point in the season where there are some matchups where if you're flipping through the channels and it's either watch this game or take a nap, you're gonna take that nap.
I mean, those are already 3 games that are like snooze fest right there.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's just go ahead and get on. We don't need to elaborate on this terrible game.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Panthers at Saints, NFC South showdown. Yeah, Saints are a 9.5 point favorite. This is. I'll let you start this one, Joel.
This is Battle of Embarrassed by Atlanta.
Yes, exactly.
This is who's gonna bounce back and who's gonna show their stuff in the division after being pummeled the last 2 weeks by Atlanta out of nowhere.
Those division games, man.
Those division games mean a lot. Good thing the Cowboys locked it up early.
Exactly.
I think the Saints. I mean, they're a 9.5 point favorite. It's an easy pickup. The Kyle Allen's not been playing as well. Defensive is starting to figure him out. Christian McCaffrey's their only bright spot on offense that they can go to. And they got a good defense and good line play, but I think the Saints just have too many weapons that they can't keep up.
And they're in the dome.
They're in the dome. It's just a lot of different things that are going the Saints' way. So I think Saints win this one 27-21.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the Panthers will cover it. I don't think 9.5 is quite. I mean, I don't think they'll win that big.
Yeah.
But the Saints seem to always get the best out of the Panthers. They've won 3 out of the last 4 games versus them.
Oh wow.
I say they win. It's going to be a little bit closer, but I think they'll win 24-20. They're in the dome. Christian McCaffrey will make some plays.
Run CMC.
Exactly. Just run CMC, but it's not going to be enough. Drew Brees finally, has that spark again after throwing 3 touchdowns. against
Oh
the
yeah.
Buccaneers. I mean, the first 2 weeks back he didn't look that great, but I mean, they've been winning games, which is all you can ask for. They shit the bed against Atlanta, but so did the Panthers. Panthers only managed to put up 3 points.
I don't know if you call that shit in the bed. I just think that they have a great roster top to bottom. I think Matt Ryan's starting to click, and I don't know what it is, but I don't think that's been a couple fluke wins for Atlanta. I think they're going to get rolling the second half of the season.
Well, I've said the Falcons' main problem is, one, they don't have an offensive line. Two, they don't have a defense. So if you don't have those two things, you're not going to win games. You can have a good quarterback, you can have a good receiving core, but if your offensive line is pure shit and your defense can't stop anybody, those garbage times are going to come, but it's not going to be enough. And that's what happened in a bunch of these games. But yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and go into the Falcons now. Buccaneers at Falcons. Falcons are a 4.5-point favorite. You know what, Joe? I know the Falcons have looked really good. 5 consecutive wins versus the Buccaneers as well. I think this game has a potential to be a possible shootout, and I think it actually is going to be a shootout. But I'm going to take the Buccaneers in an upset right here.
I'm
taking the Buccaneers.
4.5-point upset.
I know the Falcons have looked better, and it's a risk. But if Matt Ryan can go in there and score all over this defense of the Buccaneers, probably the worst. I think one of the worst secondaries in the league. I was saying this last week. The Buccaneers are the only team that literally would have 32nd passing defense, but number 1 rushing defense.
Yeah.
Like that would that.
That's
so
crazy.
and the Falcons can't run the ball, so I think they're gonna be forced to pass, which could turn into a shootout. I think it will be, but I'm gonna take a risk, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm taking Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers to beat the Falcons in a shootout, 34-28. I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons win, but like I said, no running game, offensive line's terrible, no defense. I don't think the Buccaneers will have a problem scoring with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So I think they'll have big games. I think this has potential to be a shootout. I'm going to take Buccaneers 34-28. High-scoring game. I could be wrong about this one. I mean, especially because Jameis Winston's, he's not good. I mean, he's putting up numbers, but he has 18 interceptions through 10 games this season.
Putting up some big-time interceptions.
Yeah, 18 interceptions through 10 games, which is the most by any player's team first 10 games since Jay Cutler in 2009. And Jay Cutler. We all know about Jay Cutler. So
everybody hates Jay Cutler.
Everybody hates Jay Cutler. So yeah, I'm taking upset right here. I'm gonna take Buccaneers 34-28.
Eric, I am glad you said that because I've been meaning to pull away another game. So I'm really glad you're taking the Buccaneers in this scenario. I cannot trust Jameis Winston as far as he could throw me, which probably could be pretty far still, but I do not trust him even a little bit. I do hope it is a shootout because my boy Mike Evans needs a bounce back week after letting me down in fantasy this past week. So I'm hoping for a shootout. The offense, the matchups here are good for the offenses. So I do think that it could be high scoring. I don't think it's. I think the Buccaneers will cover, but I don't think that they'll be able to pull it off. I think that Atlanta, Matt Ryan's a better quarterback than Jameis Winston. He makes less mistakes.
I agree with that.
31-28.
I mean, everyone can agree with that.
31-27 final score. The Atlanta Falcons, the Buccaneers barely covered the spread, but the Atlanta Falcons win by 4.
Okay, very nice. All right, next game we have the Oakland Raiders going on the road to play the New York Jets. Jets just coming off of a dominating win over the freaking Redskins. Credit to the Redskins. Raiders have been looking good.
Yeah.
If they win this game and the Chiefs lose, they're back. I think they're tied, right?
There's a surprise. Surprise game of the surprise team of the NFL for me this year. Like with all the drama this offseason going on around them, I don't know how they're above 500.
Yeah, I mean Josh Jacobs is running the ball really well. I mean, the Buccaneers were the number 1 rushing defense, but it seems like the Jets are the number 1 run defense. So Josh Jacobs could have a little bit of a rough game. They're playing in New York. Even though the Raiders have been playing really good they kind of been a boring team to watch. Like they beat the Bengals 17-10. Like
they play old school, push you around, run the ball down your throat.
Yeah. And Derek Carr's not really exciting to watch.
No, he just completes 72% of his passes.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, they're 6-4. John Gruden, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's actually doing a good job up there right now.
That took a lot.
I know it took me a lot to say.
You're a big man for admitting that.
Yeah, you know how much I hate John Gruden.
We
too.
all He is not a fan. He's not a fan of John Gruden or Matt Nagy.
Oh gosh, we don't have to get into Matt Nagy. But yeah, Raiders are a 2.5-point favorite. I think that's a little disrespectful. I think the Raiders will actually go over that. Actually, I think the Raiders will win pretty comfortably. I know it's on the road. I know they have been kind of boring, but I have them actually being able to establish the run and mix in some passing this game. So I say Raiders win big, 27-16.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've been. If this is one of those games that I'm real iffy about because
Really?
Sam Darnold went into Adam Gase's office this past week for the first time, and that's a coach, right?
Adam Gase, yes.
Yeah, okay. Adam Gase's office for the first time 2 weeks ago, and sat down and said, "Hey, this offense is not working for me. And they've been working together. And Sam Darnold had a great week this past week, and I think it's only going to get better, just because they're sitting down and running plays that are working for Sam Darnold, working for Le'Veon Bell, working for that offense. So that kind of has me uneasy. And I think the Raiders, they have a good formula, a formula that you can put up against just about any team, and it works. So I like the Raiders still to win this one, but I think it could be a close one, like 21 to, I don't even know if it was I think it could be 24, 31 to 30, mate. No, what's a 1 point game in the
28-27.
28-27? Yeah,
is that reasonable?
I don't know. I don't know if either of those teams were scoring that much.
Oh yeah, I mean I had Raiders scoring 27, and that's a lot for them.
That's a lot for them.
It could happen.
Let's go. 21.
18
to 20.
Oh, that's a good score. You don't see that often.
You don't see that often, but I think the Jets are gonna be reduced to a lot of field goals.
Well, I hope Sam Darnold went in his office and told Adam Gase that he's not seeing ghosts anymore. Because geez.
Oh, he's still seeing ghosts, but he's
he's making up for it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, another boring shit show game. Giants at Bears. Bears 14.3 points per game since week 8, third fewest in the NFL. Gosh, Lee, that's terrible. Literally have no spark of offense. Mitchell Trubisky is an absolute joke. Remember last year? All right, I don't know if you remember this, Joel, but I'm gonna call people out because I know everyone was saying this. People last year when Mitchell Trubisky was playing decent, they actually said that he was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. And now who's laughing now?
That's some disrespect.
Who's laughing now?
That's some straight up disrespect.
Exactly. Mitch Trubisky with 4-6 Chicago Bears, 14.3 points per game, hasn't even had a 300-yard game this year. So joke's on you, Trubisky. You're trash. Yeah, this game actually did disappoint. The Bears were clearly a better team than them last year, and the Giants went in there and won in overtime, and it was a fun game. But this time, I mean, is Saquon back fully?
I think he's back, but I don't think he's back.
Yeah.
He's back to playing.
I mean, he's been quiet this year. But
he's been pretty quiet since the injury.
Yeah,
he came out swinging, but he's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really justify an injury though. Sometimes.
Jeez.
Yeah, Danny Jones versus Mitch Trubisky. Both. Let's see. Both quarterbacks that love turning the ball over.
I will say, I think Daniel Jones right now is playing a little bit better ball than Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, if he can just hang on to the ball.
If he can just hang on to the ball, I don't know how he got the fumble gene, and he got a double dose of it.
Dude, he fumbles literally every single game.
If he can just hold on to the ball, I think they just need to duct tape that ball to his hands if he gets past the second read, because that's just no bueno. But for a rookie, that's something you can easily fix. I think that his career path is on a trajectory he'll be a starter in New York for the Giants.
I think he's their guy for now. I mean, he's gonna be okay.
But Mitchell Trubisky's he's don't let the door hit you on the way out kind of guy at the end of the season.
Gosh, the door's already hit him too many times. But yeah, who do you have in this game, Joel?
I think Chicago wins this one. It's at Chicago. It's getting colder. The passing game's gonna be. They're going to have to rely on Saquon, and he hasn't done much lately. I think Chicago wins this in a relatively low-scoring game. 17-10, 17-7.
I had it
Or no,
17.
17-9. I like 17-9.
I had it 17-14. I think Giants will cover the spread. It's 6 points for the Bears and the favorite. Think they'll cover it. Bears win by 3. Nothing much more to say. Next game.
Thank you. Next.
Broncos at Bills. Josh Allen, 5 straight games without an interception, surprisingly. But their offense hasn't been all that great. But still, their defense is really good. Their defense is severely underrated. They haven't allowed a 100-yard receiver this whole season, so that's a spark there. I don't think it changes on Sunday against the Broncos. I think this game will be close. I feel so bad for the Broncos, bro. They're 3-7, and they've literally been in every single game. Every single game.
If they had a quarterback, they could be easily 8-2.
All right, let me put it this way. I'll give it to you, Broncos fans. Is it Brandon Allen?
I think so.
Yeah, Brandon Allen is actually not that bad, and he's a hell of a lot better than Joe Flacco, at least at this point.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. But the Broncos, they just can't catch a break. They were up 23-0 on the Vikings
at Vikings,
and the Vikings scored 27 unanswered points and won,
Stephon Diggs.
20 in the fourth quarter as well. Yeah. The Bills, I think they're just a little bit better, even if the Bills' strength of schedule hasn't been all that great. I think Bills are an average team with the
yeah.
But
they had an easy ride this year.
They're 4.5-point favorite. I think that's kind of realistic. They're 4-point favorite. I'm sorry. I think it's realistic. I think Bills win. I think it'll be close. I think there'll be like a one-possession game, but I got Bills winning by 6, 26-20.
26-20.
I like that score.
A
couple
lot
field
of
goals.
A lot of what Eric said. Both these are cold weather teams. They're going to be going to Buffalo, playing in the cold. Josh Allen's been playing about where I see him as a middle of the league quarterback.
Average.
Yeah, just average Joe.
He can make plays with his feet.
He's an average Josh, I think. I think that's the way the league's going. Is everyone can make plays with their feet. So I don't think that gives him. He's not a great.
He's
athlete.
Certainly not no Lamar Jackson or anything
Definitely
like that.
not.
But
I think that Denver walks in there, and they lose another close one.
Oh dang! I was about to say you picking Denver,
but
I can see it happening. I can see an upset.
I'm gonna take 4 points is too much for me to swallow. I'll take the Buffalo Bills to win. Relatively low scoring game. 17-14. Broncos cover, but Bills come back with a late touchdown and not even a late touchdown, early in the fourth quarter, go score, and then it's a snooze fest for the rest of the game.
Oh gosh, the Broncos are probably going to end up in one of those games where they have a chance to win, and then it just doesn't happen.
I hope they do it late against whoever they have late, one of their better teams they have late, who's going into the playoffs. They just take someone and knock them down a peg. Make them, because the NFC is so tight. If you lose the Broncos late in the year, but if whoever has the Broncos at the end of the year, they could be knocked down a peg and they're now a wild card spot and they lose their home field advantage.
Yeah, the Bills are fighting for a wild card spot. They are the wild card because the Patriots winning that division.
Yeah.
But it was the Steelers up there for a little bit, but then the Steelers lost to the Browns, so that kind of brought them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Bills won.
And their quarterback was a little.
Yeah, we all know that. All right, next game we have a 3:00 game. Jaguars at Titans, the AFC South showdown. Titans have won 4 of the last 5 games versus the Jaguars. So I'm guessing that
boring 3:00 game.
That one game was actually earlier this year. Gardner Minshew beat the Marcus Mariota, but this time it's 2 different quarterbacks. It's not Gardner Minshew versus Marcus Mariota. It's Ryan Tannehill versus
the
Nick
pride
Foles
of Aggie Land, Ryan Tannehill.
The Titans are. It's a close game. It's a 3-point favorite for the Titans. I think they just go over it, and I think the Titans win 21-17. I don't see this game being anything special. Nick Foles is still trying to knock that rust off. Titans are a much better team, especially at home. Jaguars got the best of them earlier this year, but I think Titans will come back and get their revenge. 21-17, they win.
I like 21-17, dead on. That's exactly what I was thinking for this game. I'm a Ryan Tannehill guy. I love Aggies in the league. I don't see anything special coming out of Jacksonville. Shocker. ever since they got rid of the greatest quarterback of all time, Blake Bortles.
Oh, gosh.
It's been downhill since. He's backing up the Rams right now, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, bro. Speaking of Blake Bortles, so I saw something on YouTube the other day, and it said the Bears this year are like the 2018 Jags. So like the year before, they were a really good defensive team. They went into the playoffs
Yeah.
with a bad quarterback who played good,
Mhm.
and then the next year they shit the bed with the quarterback that obviously wasn't their future, and now they're doing terrible. It's like the Bears and the Jaguars are the same team.
Blake Bortles
Blake Bortles
still has
is-
a better playoff passer rating than Tom Brady all time.
yeah, and at least Blake Bortles won a playoff game, unlike Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
They did choke.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yes. But yeah. So yeah, you said Titans 21-17.
Titans 21-17, just like Eric. Go Tannehill. They beat the Chiefs. Keep it rolling.
All right, next game, America's Game of the Week. Here we go, baby. The Dallas Cowboys
How
going on
about
the
the
road.
Cowboys?
Dallas Cowboys going on the road to play the New England Patriots. Patriots are 6.5-point favorites. Cowboys finally looked pretty good against the Lions last week. Credit was the Lions. Patriots, coming off of a win against the Eagles. I mean, the Patriots are just so boring to watch.
Can I open this one up a little bit?
No, I was gonna let you start this one.
I got some things to say. About
Go
this
ahead, do
game.
your thing, man.
So earlier, I don't know if y'all listen to any sports anywhere, but earlier this week, even Tom Brady admitted that the Cowboys are America's team. So I don't want to hear none of that disrespect to the Cowboys anymore. None of this Lambeau Field BS. None of this Tom Brady BS. As soon as Tom Brady leaves New England and they go back to being a 5-11 team every year, no one's gonna care about the Patriots. Okay, it's the Cowboys.
It would be like the dynasty. It would be like the Warriors, bro.
The Dallas, yeah, it's gonna be like the Warriors or the Cleveland Cavs after LeBron left.
Just wait on
Cowboys are America's team for a reason. Now that being said, let me transition into this game.
it.
This game is gonna be huge. If you're not watching this game at 3:25 Central, 4:25 Eastern on Sunday,
How often do you get this kind of game?
I don't know what you're doing with your life, but I suggest to put down the homework and dedicate 3 hours to some of the greatest football you'll ever watch. Ryan to go to Prescott has been playing out of his mind, and Tom Brady's been playing.
Yeah.
So I think that it's gonna be a cold one for the Cowboys. I think that Zeke finally gets going, but I think Tony Pollard has a breakout game. I think Zeke gets going a little bit, Tony Pollard gets going a little bit, and Bill Belichick's going to do what he does, and he's going to take away Amari Cooper. But Michael Gallup looking like a stud, Randall Cobb, big third down completion guy. The disrespect of giving New England a 6.5-point favorite over the Cowboys right now, that hurt me.
I'm surprised.
If I was allowed to bet, seeing as I'm an NCAA athlete, I do not bet games. I would bet this spread all day. There's no way the Patriots offense can keep up in a shootout. I think
If
Dallas,
it turns into one.
I think Dallas can go run the ball down the Patriots' throats for 3.5 hours.
I hope you're right.
And Tom Brady finds a way. And look, I'm upset, just as upset as you are about this, but Tom Brady finds a way to win it in the fourth, but the Cowboys cover the spread.
So what's the score?
I think final score 31-30.
Wow.
Final score.
I would hate if we lost that way.
Brett Maher kicks 2 40-plus yarders.
Oh, gosh. All right,
Because
so
he's not accurate from 20 to 40, but from 40-plus. He's somehow great.
So this is actually one of those games where everyone should be watching because it's the Cowboys and the Patriots. Obviously the two biggest teams in America. And whether you like the Cowboys or not, and you like the Patriots or not, everyone's going to be tuning into this game.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they want, Dak Prescott to get absolutely shit on or the Patriots just lose. Everyone's going to be watching it. And this is actually one of those games that I have no idea how it's going to go. Joe, I really don't. It would be, obviously you could obviously have the cliche and be like, oh, Patriots are a better team, they're going to beat Dallas. Yeah, but how is it going to go? It's the number one offense versus the number one defense. I don't know what that means. And the Patriots are so bad on offense. If this was the normal Patriots with Tom Brady, great offense, defense is but they do enough to win. I would probably pick the Patriots to probably beat the Cowboys by like a touchdown. But the fact is the Patriots offense has been so bad and their defense has been so amazing, and the Cowboys offense has been so amazing and the defense has been so bad. So I honestly have no idea what to make of this game. I was doing some analysis on it. I have here's my biggest thing. We're playing in Foxborough, and I think the refs are going to be bad. Something's going to go wrong. Even if the Cowboys, the thing about the Cowboys is they can keep up with any team in the league if they're on. Like if they don't have Jason Garrett coaching, and if their defense actually shows up and if they do what they're known to doing, and Dak Prescott plays like he does, they can beat anybody. Like there's no doubt about it. They have a top 5 talented roster to beat anybody. They can beat anybody, and no one can even argue that because they have the roster to do it. But it's just been the execution that's been killing them. Let's start with Dak Prescott. Top 3 in every QB stat.
Out of his mind.
Out of his mind playing. I mean, he looks like a different quarterback than he did 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
just putting a chip on his shoulder,
getting his paper for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of it was, it always used to be, oh, it's Zeke's team. If Zeke doesn't do anything, Dak can't do anything, and it used to be like that. But now it's the exact opposite. Zeke hasn't been doing much, and Dak's been carrying the load. So, I mean, Dak's been playing out of his mind. He, first player in Cowboys history to pass for 3,000 yards in the first 10 games. Just out of his mind, playing really good. Passer rating, top 5 in the league, or top 7 in the league, 104.1. Yeah, he's just super consistent. And I really like the way he's playing. And I really do think he can have a good game. But I think the Patriots defense is going to be too much. Tom Brady's going to probably chew out the clock a little bit. And the refs, they're just going to find a way for these Patriots to win this game. So I have the Patriots winning by a touchdown, 27-20. And I hope I'm wrong because the Cowboys last year, when it was like, oh, the Saints are playing the Cowboys, 10-game winning streak against the Cowboys, they're going to kill them. They're going to destroy them. And you could say the same for the Patriots. Oh, the Patriots, way better than the Cowboys. Cowboys are on and off. Patriots are going to kill them. And then the Patriots get upset. So I hope that's the case. However, I'm just going to pick the safe pick and pick the Patriots.
Patriots against a high-powered offense, that's their one loss. Lost to Baltimore. Lamar Jackson putting up big numbers. So Dak putting up big numbers too. Let's see. Loss number 2 for the Patriots.
Please, Cowboys.
And then after a short week, 4 days, we're gonna go kick the Bills' ass.
And Thanksgiving, baby. Thanksgiving, we go kick the Bills' ass.
Beautiful tradition.
All right. Next game, Sunday Night Football. We got a good one here. Packers at 49ers. 49ers are a 3-point favorite. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and get into this. I have the 49ers winning. I think they're a better team than the Packers. The Packers, they're a good team, but I'm just not all that impressed with them. I think they're going to get exposed in the playoffs. I really do. Aaron Rodgers is facing a team 9-1 or better for the first time in his career. So we'll see how he responds to that. He's obviously a better quarterback than Jimmy G, and Jimmy G has not looked that great the past few weeks, especially with George Kittle being all banged up. So that takes a lot of spark on their offense. 49ers offense isn't that great. I mean, their formula of winning games is running the ball and having a good defense. And that's how they've been, winning games. They're obviously contenders, Super Bowl contenders. Aaron Rodgers is obviously a better. I mean, if this turns into a shootout, the Packers are going to win this game. But I don't think it will. I think the 49ers are just going to run the ball. And the 2 losses the Packers have had this year, they've got exposed on the running game. So I think they'll be able to run the ball really well. Being at home, I just don't see this favoriting the Packers. I think the Packers are going to lose in an ugly one, 31-20 or 30-21. And they will go over the spread. Aaron Rodgers, you can never count him out, but the 49ers, they don't. I mean, even the loss against the Seahawks, Russell Wilson did not have that great of a game. He only threw 150 passing yards, and the 49ers going into that game were only giving up 138 passing yards per game. That's amazing. They have the number 1 passing defense, absolutely insane. I think Aaron Rodgers will struggle, and yeah, I see the them getting all pounded on the run game. So I have the 49ers winning big, 30-21.
Jeez, I'm gonna take the other boat. So he has 49ers winning big. I think the 49ers have been holding it together the past 3 weeks without George Kittle. Um, and I just looked up my phone while Eric was talking. George Kittle's still not practicing. He's definitely not going to be playing this week. So
That hurts him.
I think that the 49ers aren't going to be able to put much together on offense, and I think that Green Bay's defense is just good enough to hold them. I think average scoring game, they're going to score 21 or 24 points. But I think Aaron Rodgers, any given Sunday, can still be the best dang quarterback in the National Football League. So Kyler Murray kind of picked him apart this past week, and I think Aaron Rodgers is a more accurate passer, more experienced passer, and he'll be able to pick him apart even better. I think that if this game was in Green Bay would be a 2-point favorite, which means it's a 5-point swing with the cold. But since Green Bay's going to the 49ers to great weather in the Bay Area, that Aaron Rodgers will feel great. Aaron Rodgers is comfortable in just about any stadium in the National Football League. He's going to go down there, and the Packers are gonna upset the 49ers. I could see this one being Packers 24, 49ers 21. Vegas has it right on the money at 3 points, but they have it the wrong way for 3 points.
Hey, man, all I got to say is that 49ers passing defense is legit. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't get going, it won't be good.
It won't.
But like you said, the 49ers have been squeaking out. But, I mean, I don't blame it too much on the Cardinals game, because it's a division game, and the first game that they played with George Kittle, the Cardinals still almost beat them.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kyler Murray's been doing some good work down in there. And I think that was such a close game. If you're watching that game, it was not a 10-point. The 49ers did not win by 10 points.
They got that. I mean, I don't know what that guy was doing on the freaking lateral. He literally threw it back, and then they scored easily. So, yeah, they should have won. They really won by 3.
Well, 4 because they didn't get to kick the last field goal.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that Kyler Murray, 2 years from now, in that same situation, not going to throw a pick. He's going to go marching down the field.
Maybe not. I think the Cardinals have a lot of potential. I said that last week. I like the team. I like the direction that they're going in. Especially, I mean, you look at last year with Josh Rosen. It wasn't looking good. So yeah, 49. I think the Cardinals have a bright future, and that division is probably the best in football. So, yeah, it's the battle of two of the best divisions in football right here: NFC North versus NFC West.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, but the thing that's really pulling me apart is the 49ers defense, not giving up much passing yards. And the fact that the Packers' 2 bad losses were the fact that they got pounded on the running game. And I think the 49ers are a really good running team. And so I see the Packers shit in the bed again. But you know what? I could be wrong. So we'll see. Next game, Monday Night Football, Baltimore Ravens at LA Rams. Lamar Jackson, 14-3 record and 17 career starts, been playing out of his mind, arguably the MVP. Rams are just disappointment.
Todd Gurley looked great this past week.
He did.
I think that they're blossoming. They're playing a little bit better, but
you could tell like the way Todd Gurley goes out there and runs, it's not the same. And I think he's not as explosive, and it's because of the arthritis in his knee. I get it, but I mean, he's just being held back so much this year. You could tell. Like he looked really good. Don't get me wrong. He looked good against the Bears, but it's not the same Todd Gurley we've seen the past 2 years. And you can tell when he runs the ball. So I mean, I think he just needs this down year to kind of get healthy again. But the Rams overall have just been a big disappointment. And it comes with Jared Goff, and their defense. They lost a lot of people on defense too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, they got Jalen Ramsey, but, that's not enough. Ravens are a 3-point favorite on the road. Like I said, another disrespectful spread, in my opinion. I think the Ravens are playing too good right now. How could you pick against them this game? I think they win comfortably. Actually, I'll let you pick this game first.
I mean, they win comfortably. I think they go to Los Angeles, and as long as they don't go to LA and get the Miami flu, as some people call it, as sometimes you get into a big city being from Maryland, and you want to go party a little bit. I think that Baltimore goes down there. Another business trip for the Ravens, for John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson just rolling together. They take this one to the house, 31-24, win by a touchdown.
I had 31-20, so kind of close score. Joel, are the Ravens the best team in the league right now?
Right now, I think the Ravens are the best team in the league. John Harbaugh is a great motivator as a head coach. They have great offensive and defensive coordinators in the building, and Lamar Jackson's playing out of his mind. I think it's Ravens 1, Niners 2, and Ravens 1 and getting better. Niners 2 and about to start dropping, and 3 probably Patriots, and 4 through 7 are a toss up with all the
Seahawks,
NFC.
Packers,
Yeah.
Vikings, Chiefs. I guess are still up there.
Oh, I'd say Saints too.
Oh
I'd
no,
take Saints
I'm
too.
sorry. No. I totally forgot about the Saints. I think it's Ravens, Niners, Saints, Patriots, and then probably Seahawks. Because I think the Seahawks are better than the Packers.
Yeah, I think Seahawks better than Packers. I think Russell Wilson right now.
Those are the top 5 teams.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have teams in the hunt. You have the Packers, obviously. You have the Vikings. If the Cowboys can get their shit together, they're up there. And who else am I missing? The Chiefs and the Texans. And then the Colts.
Story of my life. If the Cowboys could turn it on and put their together, that'd be great. The story of my life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if Jason Garrett wasn't such a bad coach, they would be 8-2 right now, and then everyone would be talking about them being the best team in the league.
Oh yeah, no, the Cowboys 8-2, Dak playing out of his mind. I don't think there'd be
Like
any doubt.
they had 2 really bad losses to the Vikings, the game that they should have won, and then the Jets, the game that they shouldn't have.
That one, we're just gonna bury that one in the backyard and
Yeah.
not look at
So they shit the bed against the Jets, and then they lost to the Vikings because Jason Garrett didn't know how to
it.
not throw
Defend
the
the
ball
bubble screen.
and just throw the ball
Yeah.
at the end of the game. So if you take those 2 losses away, we're 8-2, and we're right up there, and it wouldn't be looking that bad. Like, we should already locked up the NFC East. Like, the Eagles should not be 1 game behind, and I mean, I hope the Seahawks help us out this week, because if we lose to the Patriots, which I think we will, we lose to the Patriots in a close game. If the Eagles lose too, that's good, because I don't know how the Eagles are still in the division. It's just because we've shit the bed so much.
Yeah, we're keeping them. We're
Yeah.
keeping them alive.
Yeah, but yep, that's our Pixies week. I picked Buccaneers differently. I picked 49ers differently.
No, 49ers are favorite. I picked the Green Bay.
Yeah, but I picked 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the games we
Okay.
picked different. So I picked Buccaneers. I picked 49ers. Was there any other games we disagreed on? I think
No, I think
we both
agreed
picked
on-
we both picked Patriots.
Sadly, I don't know. Part of me, I might change that pick before Sunday. Just looking around the league, feeling my Cowboys. But for right now, I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, and we both had Colts, so it seems like, I mean, this week was kind of eh. There's some iffy games. There's a lot of boring games this week, if I'm just looking back at them. But yeah, you got anything else to add before we head out? Go Cowboys.
Go Dak. Go Cowboys. See y'all next week.
See y'all next week, and let's get this dub, please. Even though I picked against you, prove me wrong. All right, see you guys.